Yo, we gon' do this love American style. Hip hop. This is what we live over here. It's what we started over here. This how we gon' do this right here. Come on, drop that shit. Hip hop America. We love you. Black America. We love you. White America. We love you. Hip hop America. We love you. Politicians lie. Whole families die. You gotta fight for your slice of this American pie. I was touched by an American. The plan was this. Cut off they bloodline so them niggas ain't got shit. But we got broccoli and sake. Mahi mahi. American gangster bitches and preachers out of cocky. We got Max and hoes. Pimps with afros. White American bitches that don't wear clothes. On the cover of Hustler. Just waiting to touch her. Some hairy pussy bitches we imported from Russia. We got thugs that love to throw slugs. Crips and Bloods. Plus them fat ass buds. We got congressional seats. Boxers and briefs. Nasty trick bitches that don't wash their sheets. We got the Statue of Liberty. Blind Lady Justice. No wonder outside of the borders they can't trust us. We got people and folk. Cooked up coke. Porno stars that love to deep throat. The Sopranos, Mr. Nice Guys. Sicilian mobsters that'll take your lives. Hip Hop America. We love you. Black America. We love you. White America. We love you. Hip Hop America. We love you. Native America. We love you. Black America. We love you. White America. We love you. Latin America. We love you. I can see what they got, yo, but I ain't got shit. No pot to throw piss, no dreams of being rich. It's that American shit that throws my life off track. But it's the love of hip-hop that keeps bringing me back. I stand right and exact in the land of the free. And I'm guilty as charged. Now who wanna see me? 18 can't drink, but they sent me to war. Now I fight till I can't fight no more. But I avoided that shit. I put my heart in the street with 2 turntables and a fat ass beat. Now my life's complete. You hear my story on wax. I live and die by the scratch. I push the shit to the max. I'm a hip-hop American, born to ball. And I'm writing my name in graffiti on the wall. I got the right to vote, and I elect. I know you suckers can't stand me, but give me respect. Hip-hop America. We love you. Black America. We love you. White America. We love you. Hip-hop America. We love you. Native America. We love you. Black America. We love you. White America. We love you. Latin America.
We take it over everywhere you go, the beats to splash. You can't escape the music, just join the mass. I love it all, hard or smooth, just rep your throne. Only the strong survive, respect the power of the chrome. If you ain't heard, you must live under a rock. Hip hop's the funk that knocks for blocks and keeps the hits locked. Check the whips, check the chips, check the hourglass girls, check the Timbs and the rims. Oh, fuck it, check the world, lay down the law like the government. But will it reach the president if money spitting flames, showing any type of negligence? You out of here, one slip, you're done. For the most part, we misunderstood. It's all in fun, just bringing thoughts to the table that rattle the earth. Deep rooted reality that's starting to surface. Only get thrown in the ring. We got heavy ammo. The New World Army minus the uniforms and flannels. Casinos on every block, and this ain't Las Vegas.
In the late 50s and 60s, street gangs rose up in New York City. By 1970, violence and drug dealing had turned the Bronx and Brooklyn into an urban war zone. Many of New York City's young population looked for a way to rise above the chaos. Instead of fighting and killing one another, these revolutionaries took the negative energy prevalent in their daily life and channeled it into something positive. Their graffiti, DJing, MCing, and breakdancing became the 4 cornerstones of the new hip-hop culture. Before the hype and the record contracts, hip-hop existed in a way for inner-city kids to have fun.
What is hip-hop? Hip-hop is just music. It's people expressing themselves over music, not necessarily singing. But rap is the music of hip-hop. Hip-hop is the culture. And the culture is a way of life. And what is our way of life? We like DJing, we like MCing, we like breakdancing, we like graffiti, and even when I take those terms and up to date them, we like DJing, rapping, making videos, we love touring. We love all the new dances. We love fashion. We love flavor. Hip hop is artistic, cultural, musical, visual expression of people.
I just soaked it up with everybody else. I mean, whatever was the hot thing to do, that's what we did. And it was, B-boying came along. I was a B-boy like everybody else.
Yeah. We hip hop. We the embodiment of hip hop. We the last bastion of what real hip hop is. We have nothing but rappers. We never did nothing else. I'm 41 years old. Only thing I got on my record is driving without a license in the state of New York because I was able to buy Benz before I was able to go get a license. And that's all. I never did nothing else. I never wanted to sell no dope, nothing. All I wanted to do was just rap on the mic. That's what we all about. That's what hip hop is. We are hip hop, and you're not. All right, dope dealer?
Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. You might develop with the 90s all screaming out and say, oh yeah.
In the beginning, hip-hop was a way to express yourself through music and art. It was more than just rap music. DJing, graffiti, and breakdancing were just as much a part of hip-hop culture. To the founding fathers, hip-hop was an entire way of life. From the time they woke in the morning to the time they went to sleep at night, they lived and breathed the lifestyle. The clothes they wore, the way they talked, the way they walked, it all expressed hip-hop culture. What began as an underground street culture has become a worldwide movement. Today, people of all colors and all classes embraced hip-hop as a way of life.
Hip-hop to me, the definition purely is culture. It's not just music. Unfortunately, today, it's just considered rap music. When I got into hip-hop, it was graffiti, MCing, DJing, b-boying, b-girling, everything under one umbrella. It was a whole movement, a whole statement of who you are and what you were doing in your life, and it wasn't just music. Music was a part of the hip-hop culture, which is now, because it became the biggest moneymaker out of the entire four elements of hip-hop, people consider rap music hip-hop. But hip-hop to me is a whole culture, and I've been very happy to be part of that.
It's not just the rap industry or the rap element. Hip-hop is a culture, and it was born from different elements, and it's comprised of different elements.
Hip-hop is a culture. It's a way of life. Hip-hop is the way we eat, the way we sleep, the way we breathe, the way we live, the way we do our everyday chores. That's hip-hop.
Hip-hop makes me wake up every day. It's not one thing. It's not one thing that hip-hop does for me. It's my life. It's my life breath.
It's a way of life,
Hip-hop is a culture. Hip-hop is graffiti. Hip-hop is breakdancing. Hip-hop is music and beats.
When people say they live hip-hop, I live hip-hop.
I never wanted to be like nobody. I wanted to be me. It was the fun. And when I seen the DJing and everybody out there partying and having fun, that's what made me say I want to DJ. It's not the money they do, it's the music that they make. Because they make the music and you can get out there and dance and get rid of all your problems and just enjoy life and have fun. So it was the fun.
It's just something that we birthed, that we raised. I remember 25 years ago when we was doing this, everybody was like, it's a fad. Why are you guys doing that?
It started from the love, from the streets. The true essence of it. We all had love. We used to break dance. Graffiti translated from out of hip-hop music.
Hip-hop is not just black, and it's not just ghetto, and it's not just New York. Hip-hop is worldwide, universal. They're even hip-hopping on Mars.
Here we are 25 years later, 30 years for the Zulu Nation, 29 years for the culture of hip-hop. I mean, obviously it's not a fad.
We didn't wear gold chains. We didn't wear, platinum.
The Farmer Johns, the 69ers, the Mark Necks, the British Walkers, that's hip-hop.
From the parks, from the school gyms, from community centers, and so forth. And that's what inspired us.
In the mid to late 70s, poverty and drugs plagued the southern end of the Bronx. The average family income in the Bronx was a mere $5,000, half the state's average. Heroin took the lives and souls of countless residents. Home to thousands of homeless drug addicts, mountains of trash and rubble, and countless crumbling buildings, the Bronx became a national symbol of poverty. Despite these conditions, the spirit of the people was not crushed. From out of the rubble, the pioneers emerged with a will to survive, and they did so through hip-hop. Their desire to celebrate life overcame the housing projects, the drugs, and the violence.
Hip-hop basically started in South Bronx here in New York, is where it originated. DJ Kool Herc. Actually, if you really want to take it back, you could say hip hop started in Jamaica because DJ Kool Herc, he was a Jamaican. And he actually did here in the United States what the Jamaicans used to do. They used to set up turntables, they used to play records, and then the Jamaican so-called MCs, I don't know if they were MCs back then, they basically toasters or lyricists. They would get on and they would just freestyle. And Kool Herc took that energy, brought it here to New York in late 70s, early 70s actually.
You could always walk to whoever it was because it was just, except for where Bamlin was, they was a little bit further over, like in the Soundview area. But you know, Bronx River. But it was you know, and even that. I mean, if you wanted to walk there, you could actually. So it was just a small pocket of the Bronx where you know where everything got started.
Founders of hip hop, to who I see, especially on the DJ level of it, with Grandmaster Theodore, Grandmaster Flash, of course, the almighty godfather, founder of DJing, Kool Herc, you know, Tony Tone.
Once I saw DJing being done on a level that that was professionalism. A DJ, when you saw a DJ like a real DJ, what we called a real DJ, he had real equipment, turntables, two of the same turntables, and a mixer and big speakers and a sound system. That's when I really decided to get serious about it and pursue that.
I used to go to all the jams, all Cold Crush Brothers jams, Treacherous 3, the Furious 5, follow them all over the place.
And then when the mic came into play as a permanent fixture, you know, along with the DJ, and announcements started being embellished and became more than just, you know, well, we're playing here next week, come see us, you know, into more elaborate phrases and verses. And, you know, I was at the forefront of that too. So pretty much covered the spectrum of what hip-hop was built on.
You know, hip-hop wise, you know, of course, you got, you know, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, you got the Crash Crew, you got the Cold Crush Brothers, you got Funky 4 plus 1 more. I mean, there's just so many different people that come to mind.
Anyway, here we are in back of the center. Whenever the summertime kicked in, we have our block parties. We would come back here and we would play on this stage back here. This is where everybody would be. Right on the stage right here, you have everybody you could think of out here. Everybody would come from all projects across, from Brooklyn, from Queens, from Manhattan, across town, the Bronx here, uptown, the Bronx, everywhere. Connecticut, they would come right here, and with everybody, you could see everybody out here doing the hustle, you know, they got their partners, they're hustling and everything. This was happening.
We was more or less, you know, just trying to have a good time in numbers. We were always in numbers, but, you know, it was more of a party thing of who can get the most girls.
And when we rapped on records, we didn't rap to try to hurt anybody. We rapped amongst each other. And we let the audience decide
the winner.
Who was the winner.
That's right.
This was really a time where disco was really popular. Saturday Night Fever, the Bee Gees, Donna Summer, Studio 54. All this was really, really going on, and it was a big, big party scene here in New York especially, but all over the United States.
First of all, disco was out before hip-hop music. Then it transited to bebop music.
And growing up in Queens or Manhattan or the South Bronx or Brooklyn, we couldn't get into the discos. You needed money. It was all about. It was like high class lifestyle. But the music they was playing was weak. It was corny. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't into the Bee Gees and Saturday Night, John Travolta and all of that stuff. So we had to make our own discos. We didn't have access to what they had. So we did the best that we could.